everyone, Miss Mazzone here. So with all my other classes, we got the chance to talk about online learning in the final few days before we went on spring break, but you guys were all doing your mocks, so I haven't had the chance to really talk with you in a long time. So I won't be doing this screen recording for every single lesson, but because it's our first one and we're all new to online learning, I thought I'd pop in here and just go through the slides for today, okay? Now with online learning, we're all new with this, so we want to remember a few things that we are still in the classroom even though it's online. So in terms of behavior, conduct yourself responsibly and professionally, and this includes what you're saying, what you're doing, and what you're writing. If you have any specific questions, I ask that you email me directly, okay? The reason is sometimes if we make a comment on Google Classroom, it doesn't always come to me directly through my email. It can get lost in the web somewhere. So just email me if you can't figure it out, but I'm going to try to make my slides as direct as possible. But like I said, any questions, just let me know, okay? So this is our first week. I think that we are at a really interesting period of time in this in 2020 with the COVID crisis, because we are seeing empathy or lack thereof, you can decide, on a global scale. So I didn't think that when this unit was created, we would be able to study it so applicably, or it would be so applicable to real world scenario. But I'm sure when you're looking for additional research for your learner's portfolio, for example, you might have a wealth of resources to choose from because people are publishing articles left, right, and center. So really unprecedented territory. So yeah, I'm going to walk you through how our online learning will work. Basically, though, follow the instructions on the slide. Okay. So your agenda for today. Every time you have English class, this is the slide that's going to tell you what to do, okay? So I've ordered them, and each slide from here on out is going to unpack a little bit further of what that means, okay? So right now you're doing number 1. Watch the screencast of the slides. Awesome job, okay? Number 2, update on learner's portfolio. Okay, so the learner's portfolio has to move online because all of your learner portfolios are covered in our classroom. So I don't have access to that. You don't have access to that. So we have no choice but to move online. Okay, so some things are going to change just slightly so that we can adapt to the circumstances. So what I want you to do, I've taken a screenshot here of Google Classroom. Go on to classwork and click on Learner's Portfolio. It's going to, please read the instructions carefully. It's going to ask you to read through the new instructions, the new tasks, and then to leave a comment if you have any questions, and to leave a comment if you fully understand it. It helps me to know either way, okay? So that's one of your tasks for today. Okay. The next thing we need to do is go and click on this link to the Privileged Immigrant. That's our reading for today. Make a copy of that so that you can digitally annotate your work. And here are your guiding questions. Remember that our essential question of the unit is, what is the author trying to teach us about empathy? And so in your annotations, you'll want to make notes that reflect that question. Okay. And I also want you thinking, we might not have our mind maps on us, but if you even want to create one on your own, that would be really helpful for you throughout the unit. So think about, how does this author's definition of empathy reinforce or shape or change your understanding of the word, okay? We're going to do an online discussion on Google Classroom. This is the title, Monday, March 23rd, class discussion. Please make sure you're writing clearly, that you are using proper spelling and punctuation. So you need to respond to the question first, but then once you're finished, you have to respond to 2 others, okay? This can be reinforcing their idea. I agree, and here's another point to add to that. It can be challenging or clarifying. I'm a bit confused when you say this. What do you mean by this? Or challenging. So I see your point, but I disagree. Here is why. Respond to 2 others. Remember, people might leave questions on your posts, so you have to make sure to go back and answer them. You can't just leave people hanging.